Good morning, YouTube. How are you guys? It's a beautiful Friday morning and I am taking Pinky to work today because the sky is blue and it's not too sweaty. And as promised, this video is going to be Pinky's new look reveal video because as you can see, Pink is gone. It's not there anymore. But before I step back and show you just how good she looks, I thought I would talk a little bit about getting the wrap done and answering a couple of FAQs that I know you guys are nosy about, because instead of like going and getting a quote, you can just ask someone that's had the work done how much they paid for it, and it's almost the same information. So this is the third time that I have had a bike professionally wrapped. The option to do it yourself is always there. I don't think it's that difficult, but I think it's easy to get it done badly. It's easy to mess it up, and it's easy to just do a job that looks crap. And I don't want it to look crap, I want it to look good, and I know that I wouldn't be very good at it. But you can just buy the materials and do it yourself. So the case for me each time that I've had this done is I've just taken the whole bike, dropped it off at the wrap shop and left it with them. And normally the time period for getting a wrap done, they'll tell you it's going to be like 4 or 5 days. The times that I've left it, it's kind of been 1 or 2 days. So I dropped Pinky off on a Monday and I ended up picking her up on Wednesday and it was ready Tuesday afternoon. But the quote was for like Thursday or Friday, so maybe they were just enjoying working with the bike so much that they just rushed through it. I don't know. They didn't do a rush job though. She looks really, really good. In fact, I think this is the best job that I've actually had done because I can't see one single imperfection. When I had the RR wrap the first time, there was like one little bubble that I could see, like one tiny little bubble sticking out of one of the side panels. And with the R1, similarly, there were 1 or 2 little circles of lift, little bubbles. But this is flawless. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this one that I can see. So I got my R1 wrapped in, I think, 2019 by a company in Bognor Regis called R1Liz. And the RR has been wrapped by Monster Wraps in Hedge End twice. And the reason that I use Monster Wraps is because they've got an absolutely flawless reputation. They look at a motorbike with confidence, and that was the same with R1Liz as well. And the best thing to do if you're looking at getting a bike wrapped is to go and see a couple of different shops, and if they look at a motorbike and they're like, oh yeah, that's going to be really awkward, and then they start compromising on how they're going to do it, or they start making excuses for why they can't do a certain thing, just don't go there. Go to somewhere that looks at a motorbike and goes, oh, that's sick, like, we love motorbikes. Maybe they've wrapped that motorbike before. Oh, for God's sake, this is going to take ages. And you just get a good feeling from these places. Like, there were a couple of places that I went to and it was like, listen, if you don't want to wrap a motorbike, just don't. And then they quote you really highly because it's difficult for them. They'll be like, oh yeah, we're going to quote you more money because we're going to struggle to do this. And it's like, well, so that's a few things that you should look out for if you're thinking about taking your bike to another company to get it wrapped. Just have a conversation with the people first. Don't just go to the first place that you find on Google. Thank you. So now onto the juicy information, which is how much does it cost to get your motorcycle wrapped. So getting Pinky wrapped from pink to green this time round, because this is the most up-to-date amount I think, was £1,000 plus VAT. And when I got her wrapped pink the first time, it was a little bit less. And to be honest, there's no point me telling you how much that was because times change and shit gets more expensive and it's no longer relevant. What I will tell you though is that it doesn't need to cost £1,000 to get your bike wrapped. There are places that will do it for more money and there are places that will do it for much less money. I had my reasons for choosing Monster Wraps, and so the price wasn't really something that I was overly worried about. I was happy to pay for it. They did an incredible job. They did it quickly and I was happy to leave my bike with them. And I like the association, you know, I had a really, really close friend that used to work for them, so I just kind of want to keep that one with me, if that makes sense. So paying 1,200 quid for a wrap doesn't have to be for you. You can pay a lot less for a wrap, and in some situations maybe paying a lot less for a wrap is good. Most of the time it's not good. Most of the time you'd be paying £400 or £500 for a wrap, they're going to do a really, really shit job. But if you're maybe not 100% sure on the decision that you're making, or maybe you're just doing it for a bit of fun, you just want to see what it'll look like, maybe in that situation paying a lot less for a cheaper wrap done by a less skilled wrap person is a good idea. And then you can just see how you're vibing with that colour on your bike, and if you like it and it does turn out that they did a crap job, you could go somewhere else later on and get it done again, or you could just get redone the bits that are bothering you. Like there's so many different options. There's loads of people out there that wrap bikes at the moment, so there's loads of different prices that you're going to be hit with. I don't think I would be happy spending less than £750 getting someone to wrap my bike, because I've seen some of the £400 wrap jobs, and I'm a visual person, so I know if something looks rubbish or not, and I don't want something on my bike to look rubbish. I mean, maybe if you think it looks rubbish, that's your business, but I don't want to look at it and think, yeah, that's crap. They did a bad job. So that's my opinion. If you can find someone that charges between £750 and £1,000 to wrap your bike, including materials and VAT or whatever, then that's a good one. That's a good place, so long as they show enthusiasm for motorcycles and they don't start hitting you with excuses as to why they can't do it properly, because you will get that. You can of course spend a lot more. Having spent the amount of money that I've spent and got a really good job, I don't know why you would spend more, but I don't know, who knows. Maybe you just don't like having money. There's some aftercare instructions. Obviously if you did get your bike wrapped, you will be told those aftercare instructions, but for me it's basically don't wash the bike for 10 days, which is fine. I don't think I've washed my bike in 10 days anyway. Oh no, pulling away is so hard. Oh, I've got a big van. Oh. But other than not washing it, I'm pretty good. I can just take it out, I can ride it normally, I can leave it in the sun. I've got 3M on this bike, and 3M is fantastic, has a good warranty, so if anything does fade or discolour, I'll just get some more material. And then the other big part of getting a bike wrapped is picking out your colour. I have gone for a matte metallic, and the reason that I've gone for a slightly textured finish is because Pinky's paint underneath is not the best kept paint in the world. It's absolutely covered in stone chips, which is surprising to me because I didn't have her original colour long before I put the first wrap on, and yet the front of her is just obliterated with yuck. So if I went for a gloss colour, just like a solid gloss, you'd be able to see that. So keep that in mind when you're choosing your colour. If you go for something textured, like something glittery or something a little bit sparkly or metallic, that will help cover up any imperfections. If you go for a gloss, you're going to see through it. And also if you have got any stickers on the bike, probably take them off before you go in for a wrap, or make sure that the wrap place will take them off. Monster Wraps just took them off without even asking, which I'm really happy for, because I forgot to tell them, so thank you Monster Wraps for doing that. Or maybe you like the idea of having the stickers poking through the wrap. I don't know, I think it looks rubbish, but I have seen people do it. The other big question is, do you have to tell your insurance company and the DVLA, or the driving regulation, whatever, for wherever it is that you're based, do you have to tell them that you changed the colour of the bike? Now, I used to go by knowing that because it's a wrap, it's temporary, so you don't necessarily have to tell the DVLA. But then I actually looked it up, and no, you do have to tell them. So do that, and also do tell your insurance company. You don't have to cover the cost on your policy of getting the bike wrapped. You can just have it as a note, which is how I've done it. But you should definitely let them know. God forbid you have an accident and then the police report is like, oh yeah, a pink bike hit me, and then the paperwork's like, nah, that bike is black. So yeah, tell them. So anyway, that's the boring stuff out of the way. Now you know what I know about getting a bike wrapped, and now I can show you what Pinky looks like. Also, I'm still going to call her Pinky because Pinky is her name, and I'm just kind of stuck with it. That's just her name now. That's kind of funny, isn't it? I did ask if Monster Wraps had any sparkly pink material left over, so they could cut out a thing that said Pinky and I could put it on my screen, just really small somewhere subtle, as a kind of homage to when she was pink, but they don't have any left, so I'm gonna have to try and get around that some way. Maybe I can buy like a meter of pink and turn it into some stickers. Anyway, without further ado, here's Pinky in green. Right, here she is. Please excuse the background. Those bins are disgusting. Like, who left those there? Anyway, which matches the door perfectly. So, what do you guys think? So this is 3M Matte Pine Metallic, and you can just see what an absolutely flawless job they've done. Because I remember with the pink wrap, there was a tiny little blob here, like a little air bubble, and I push it back down and it popped back up, but it was really, really small. But there is absolutely nothing wrong with this. We've got some fly splats already, but the job's just been perfect. If you look really, really close, you can see some tiny, tiny little folds, but you would have to really be looking for them. Just here you can see the tiniest little fold. Like, how have they done that? That's crazy. I'm really pleased that I was able to save the stomp grips from the last wrap. It peeled them off and they're still really sticky, so I was able to put them straight back on. There's like a little corner where the glue's kind of dried up, but the rest of it's fine, so that saved me like 60 quid. So there we have it. That's Pinky's new look. Let me know what you think. And let me know if you have any suggestions for anything else that I can do to the bike to make it look good. This was a thing that bothered me, and I'm probably going to have to change it, is that underneath the pink stripes on Pinky's wheel is actually a painted red stripe, and I hate that. But it came with the bike and there was nothing I could do about it, so I can't peel it off. I can pay 50 quid to get someone to cover it up, or when the tires get changed, maybe I could ask someone to rattle can over it, I don't know. I thought it might look good, but it doesn't. It's not enough red. Obviously the shock is red, but this isn't enough red to kind of balance it, so I think I just need to cover it. It looks a little bit out of place and people keep thinking that it's pink, and it isn't. It's red. It's gross. And maybe it really is time to do something about that exhaust. Like, the dent is funny, but maybe it's not that funny. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what I should do to it. And don't say gold, because everyone's saying, oh, you should put some gold in it. I hate gold. The forks are enough. Just, you've got the forks. Ugh. Anyway, let me know. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Goodbye.